Thank you, Mr. Friedman and our Hackettstown High School band. Graduates, teachers, and honored guests, you may be seated. Good morning and welcome. On behalf of the administration and staff, I would like to welcome parents, siblings, extended family, and friends to Hackettstown High School's 137th commencement exercise. We gather this morning to honor the graduating class of 2022 and the contributions they have made to the Hackettstown High School community. This ceremony has many symbolic layers. For just a moment, I would like to recognize them. The procession you just witnessed is a time-honored academic tradition that signifies the end of an academic year with the assembly of administration, dignitaries, teachers, and students in convocation. It creates a moment in time that all here, witnessing this event, can rejoice upon, as our students, which are your children, grandchildren, extended family, and friends, entered Morrison Field. It also symbolizes a separation from society so they could be formally recognized for their achievements. Next, you will notice high school administration dressed in familiar garb symbolizing transfer, growth, and honor. In addition to robes, our graduates wear caps, which symbolize recognition and achievement. Flanking our graduates are our faculty and staff to show support and respect. Also included in the ceremony, you will notice our dignitaries and other special guests positioned to my left. Included is our superintendent, Mr. David Mango, members of our central office administrative staff, Mr. Michael Herbst, our Board of Education president, Mrs. Amy Cochran, our Board of Education vice president, and several other members of the board, as well as several representatives from our sending districts. I thank all of you for joining us this morning. The commencement ceremony also has within it a symbolic transfer of mantle of leadership from the current senior class to next year's senior class. Some of you may have noticed we were led onto the field by several members of the class of 2023 who were selected to form this year's honor guard based on exceptional academic achievement during their time at Hackettstown High School. They entered the field this morning honoring our graduates and are seated to my left as guests of honor with the other dignitaries. They will continue that honor by calling the graduates' names, and as the ceremony ends, will lead the recession off the field, exiting as next year's seniors. And finally, speaking of the recession, the exit of our graduates signifies the final transformation and return to society with new status and purpose. Graduates will no longer be students of Hackettstown, but valued members of the communities that we serve. At this time, can our chorale members please join Ms. Pomeroy to prepare for the national anthem? Also, it is my pleasure to introduce Student Council President Catherine Spukes. She will be beginning the ceremony, as we do every day, by leading us with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Would everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, and please remain standing for the singing of our national anthem performed by our chorale. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh,
You may be seated. Absolutely amazing, choral members. Thank you very much. At this point in the program, it's tradition for the principal of Hackettstown High School to address the graduates, and it gives me great honor to hold that title and to fulfill my duty. I've had the privilege of being part of this ceremony for the last 8 years, and this marks my 5th address to the graduating class. Most special for me is the preparation for this speech. Believe it or not, I love writing this speech. Every year I sit down in a quiet place to gather my thoughts and become consumed with a feeling of excitement as my fingers touch the keyboard. Each year I'm reminded of the significance of this event and that feeling, and I know I am not alone. This moment in time is always so bittersweet. For many of the graduates before me, I have to imagine the preparation for this moment is somewhat unbelievable. And I'm not talking about getting dressed or doing your hair. I'm talking about the year of work that led you to the spot. For the next few moments, I would like to describe some feelings that I truly think anyone who is sat where you are seated can relate to, and I hope that what I describe connects with each one of you. In the beginning of senior year, most are excited about the prospect of being a senior and often enjoy the freedoms that come both at home and in the school. To name a few, the block, you leave for lunch, you drive anywhere and everywhere because you can, regardless of the gas prices. There are extended curfew, you find time to hang with friends, and of course, celebrate milestones with family. But as the days turn to months, those freedoms become the norm, and over time, somewhat lost their luster. They weren't as exciting as in the beginning, and a restlessness settles in as the winter cold appeared. While still finding time to have fun with friends, the long dark nights created a pattern of behavior that forced you to go through the motions at school and at home. And at times, you find your thoughts shifting to visions of warmer weather. Then, in what seemed to be a blink, everything around you woke up as spring rolled in, and the pace of life sped up drastically. All of a sudden, things seem to be moving downhill. You find your mindset shifting to definites. With each milestone achieved, a quiet voice in your mind reminds you, this is the last time. But you push the voice away and find ways to fill the void. Some solutions were productive, while others teetered on the borderline of procrastination. But in the end, you game planned, you strategized, you started to develop vision, both nearsighted and farsighted. You held on to those live in the moments, but secretly planned for the future. You became resilient. You started looking to the future to fill the time, and along the way, became your true self. No longer the kid that entered the walls of HHS 4 years ago, but a young adult that and perspectives will define you in your late teens and early 20s. Your parents and loved ones saw the change as well. Your mindset shifted from high schooler to young adult. Your reflective process, internal questioning changed. You started thinking about what you will do or where you will go, and a feeling slowly settled in. As the days grew longer and the nights grew shorter, that feeling festered and grew. In what seemed to be a flash, you now find yourself sitting here before me to walk the stage and start a new chapter. And in truth, if any of what I shared has described you at all this year, please know that is the same feeling I get writing this speech. As you finalize today and travel a new path, know that, like me, you are not alone. Those to the right and left of you feel the same way. The adults and friends in the stands supporting you that came before you felt the same emotion when they were in your seats. It's a special feeling, so embrace it. Whether you know it or not, you've achieved something great. You are tasked with a very difficult expectation of excelling in academics, all the while trying to balance hectic, busy lives. Some played sports, others worked outrageous hours before and after school. Some attended night classes, some donated time to the greater community or fulfilled family obligations. Others pursued a passion that most likely had very little to do with school. And while doing all of that, you managed to make it here, seated before me. So class of 2020, you should be proud of yourselves. You should be proud of your achievements and your failures, because all of it together defines you and will lead you through tomorrow's decisions. And know that there will always be new things that come in life, and they will be exciting, and some may lose their luster. But through all of them, if there is one piece of advice I could provide, I will once again tell you, you are not alone. Things are going to change, that I can promise you. And yes, it's true, sometimes change is scary. But I implore you to tap into the resources as you journey your path. When an obstacle surfaces, seek out advice from those you trust, and more importantly, those you know have your best interest at heart. And so I end every year with the same message. I ask you to learn from the past, but look forward to the future. All of you have much to accomplish. Continue to set the example, continue to thrive, and most importantly, continue to persevere. In doing so, you will honor this school, this community, and your families. So I congratulate you, class of 2022, and on behalf of all those that support you, wish you the very best. Thank you. I now once again invite Catherine Spukes back to the podium, who will address her class as the class president.
Good morning, fellow graduates, families, and friends. After 4 years, I'm so grateful to be here celebrating with my classmates today. Writing this speech gave me time to reflect on all of the moments we have had here together and the people that we have become so far. It was also one of my very last opportunities to procrastinate and write one final paper the night before it was due. While our high school experience was truly unlike any other, it was also very normal. We thank our custodial staff, teachers, admin, and many more for working so hard to make it feel that way. Our senior year was filled with all the things that it was meant to be. Dreaded long blocks, opens full of rushed trips to hot bagels, which really got me through my mornings, and the never-ending gym classes on this burning hot turf. I seriously don't think I could ever walk another supervised lap around this field. Sorry, Behringer. What got us through all those moments were the people we were surrounded by. In times when joy felt out of reach, our friends reminded us that it was okay to just let go and have some fun. We were also reminded by our teachers to be the best version of ourselves, to teachers like Mr. Teixeira, Mr. Rogers, and Mr. Friedman, who have such a passion for learning and inspired me to pursue a degree in education. We are all so grateful to have educators like you. Now, to my fellow friends of the class of 2022, we have been through it all together. While you may have been expecting a profound quote or some life lesson, what I have for you is a line from my favorite cheesy movie that I've forced my family to watch on repeat for many years. It pains me to share a movie quote with you, and I know it pains my family even more, but I just couldn't help myself. In the movie, We Bought a Zoo, it's streaming on Disney+, by the way, Matt Damon says, "Sometimes all you need is 20 seconds of insane courage, just literally 20 seconds of embarrassing bravery, and I promise you, something great will come of it." In these next days, months, and years, there may be times when we question ourselves, each other, and our next steps. In these moments, I hope that we all have the courage and the bravery to feel confident in our choices and to trust ourselves. Because when we do, there is so much greatness from all that we have to offer. With high hopes, it has truly been a pleasure. Congratulations, guys.
Thank you, Catherine. At this time, it is my honor to once again introduce the HHS Choral. They will be performing The Blessing by Kate, Moore, and Bart.
May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face, and the rains fall soft upon your fields. Until we meet again, my friend, we meet again. May God hold you in the palm of His hand.
At this time, it is my honor and pleasure to introduce and welcome to the podium the class of 2022 Valedictorian, Ms. Servali Valari.
Hi. Good morning, parents, friends, family, staff, and most importantly, graduates. I'm honored to be Hackettstown High School's class of 2022 Valedictorian, and I'm thrilled to be speaking before you today. I guess I manifested my being here the moment I got my #1 parking spot back in August. I think we never thought this day would come, and now that it has, I have to say, it's bittersweet. We were robbed of valuable time in this school, and while I look forward to the next milestone, which is college, I'd have to say I'd give almost anything to sit in some of my favorite classes again. Our high school experience could be summarized by the lyric, "How can a person know everything at 2018 and nothing at 2022? When I sat down to write this speech, I thought, what could I, an 18-year-old, possibly have to say that is of value? And then I remembered reading this phrase, life is a race. As I've mulled this quote over the past decade, nothing rings truer than those 4 words. Life really is a race. Well, it's more of a marathon. We strive to get from one checkpoint to the next, and we keep looking forward to the next thing. And sometimes we pass those milestones a little too quickly. As of now, on today's milestone, I can confidently say that there are 3 life lessons that I've learned, and this is what I'd like to share, maybe even remind you of today. Number 1, pursue your passion. Life's too short to not do what will make you happy. I implore you, my classmates, to do the activities that give you joy. When you follow your passion, you'll be reinvigorated, energized, and ready to do whatever it is that you're doing. A big theme of being a student is getting burnt out. But I would like to say this. When you pursue passion, those burdening activities don't really feel that way. They become a part of you and make you, you. Lesson number 2, live a life of no regrets. I implore you, class of 22, to take chances, make mistakes, and get messy. Live in the moment and try everything. At the end of the day, I want to be able to say there isn't something that I wish I could have done. Keeping these 2 lessons in mind, I can now properly answer a common question that I've gotten. Why did you drop Cornell? And here's why. I got into the program I wanted. I got into Rowan's 7-year accelerated BSMD program where I will get a bachelor's in biomedical engineering and become a doctor of medicine. So in short, 7 years from now, I'll be a doctor. This was always my life's goal, my passion, my happiness. Turning down this amazing offer is something I know I'm going to regret down the line. And while it was hard, it was the right thing for me. And that's why I chose Rowan. Lesson number 3, I promise it's my final lesson. Appreciate what you have. Coming into high school, I thought the phrase, "it takes a village to raise a child," wasn't really that true. But as I stand here, thinking about my experience, I've realized that I was really wrong. It does take a village to raise a child. Countless individuals have made me the person who's standing here today, so I'd like to take a moment to thank them. To my elementary and middle school teachers, thank you for your endless support and encouragement. To my Taekwondo ma'am for your unflinching support and caring nature, and to my numerous high school teachers, a blanket statement could never be enough. Mr. Bellucci, Mr. Friedman, Mr. Farrand, Mr. Rogers, Miss Dewey, Miss Gorski, thank you for helping me with my essays and applications and for being great people to talk to and for making me feel safe. To Ms. Schuma for analyzing and believing in my full potential. To Mr. Sosnovic for letting me freely pursue my passions even when it was difficult. To Mrs. Sloan for providing the tough love that we all needed. To Mr. Kudrak for putting things together for me even at the drop of a hat and providing me guidance at a moment's notice. To Mr. Hans for being one of the best teachers I've ever had, for always going the extra mile for me and being like another parent to me whenever I needed anything in the building. And Mrs. Pomeroy for being like a mother to me in the school for the past 4 years. You went above and beyond to accommodate me, and I cannot imagine the high school and the choir room without you. And finally, to my two best friends in the entire world, who have been there for me since day one, December 2nd, 2003, at X o'clock, because the time has not exactly been noted. I love you, Mommy and Daddy. You were the ones who kept me company as I pulled my all-nighters. I'd watch you both fade in and out of sleep, constantly checking on me the moment you'd wake up. The ones who were always and will always be my teachers. The ones who gave me my brains, my personality, genes, X factor, my everything. You never gave up on me and always had faith in me, even when I didn't. So thank you, and I love you very much. This is my village, and I'm grateful for it. So life ultimately is a race. We keep pushing and pushing to get to the next thing. And at this point, I'm sure you're tired of hearing me talk, but I want you all to take the time to absorb this moment. Be present. Like right now, we're here. We did it 4 years later. Who would have thunk? I don't know about you, but I'm failing the class of 22. I'd like to finish with this. To quote the perks of being a wallflower, you are alive, and you stand up and see the lights on the buildings and everything that makes you wonder. And you're listening to that song and that drive with the people you love most in this world. And in this moment, I swear, we are infinite. Congratulations, class of 22.
Thank you, Savali, and congratulations on achieving that high honor. I would now like to introduce the salutatorian of the class of 2022, Miss Julia Babajan, to share a few words with her peers. Julia.
Hello all, students, parents, faculty, and friends, and thank you for taking the time to honor the graduates of Hackettstown's class of 2022. As I sat down to write my address to the graduating class, I found myself searching for inspiration from other graduation speeches. I rewatched Rory Gilmore's impassioned farewell to her classmates of Chilton, Troy Bolton's final Go Wildcats, and Taylor Swift's poetic commencement speech at NYU's recent graduation. While as a child it's more obvious to be influenced by fictional characters and singers, today is a day marking the evolution of the next generation, where it becomes more apparent the impact of the everyday members of my Hackettstown community. Over the years, I've found that a teacher cares about their students when the effect of their words equals that of any lyrical genius, and persists with the permanence that I can derive inspiration from today. In particular, I was recently reminded of my first day taking an AP class. It was my junior year AP US History class with Mr. Farrand, and I was expecting to dive right into the details of American imperialism until the first slide of his presentation came up. I listened attentively to his commentary on the slide as he said, "History cannot be learned in black and white. It's not that simple." He went on to explain how nothing in history could be assigned the definitive terms good or bad, that nothing could possibly be reduced to such narrow, limiting classes. Despite our desires to simplify and explain reality, there's no clear answer to the questions we ask. And while we certainly did get into the details of the next century of American history, it was Mr. Farrand's nuanced view of reality that stuck with me more than the notes I had written that year. First, of the many questions we currently consider, let's begin with the future. We often wonder, what will my future hold? We leave high school today and enter the adult world with expectation. For most of the past year, we've been forced to make crucial decisions about our future based on how we expect our lives to turn out. But realistically, our lives can't be governed by plans we made at 17. Just as high school was a mode of structure in our lives, we seek to continue forcing structure onto what comes next, without realizing that in most cases, it never turns out like we planned. No simple answer like, I'm going to be a doctor, or an engineer, or a writer, is sufficient to define the complex nature of adulthood. While I, just like all of you, am unaware of what my future holds, I know that the greatest skill we can utilize is to adapt to the idea of change, to accept the relative unimportance of our failures. Next, we have the present. The question is, what does graduation represent? Each one of us carries a different perception of today. Maybe for some it's a celebration of your hard work, others a sorrowful farewell to a town that has fostered so much love and comfort. But for most, we have referred to the sensation as bittersweet. Bittersweet is the consolidation of both the mourning and enthusiasm of a transition away from all we've ever known. Today is not as simple as a celebration. Rather, it's best to recognize the inevitable fear of loss and uncertainty associated with leaving high school, because in reality, it's felt by all. No one has an answer to simplify the novel, complex feeling of leaving behind people we've known since kindergarten. But that doesn't disregard the honor and pride you should feel today for working so hard to get to this point. And finally, the reason for us to rejoice today, our past. Our recent past makes us wonder, what was the point of high school? Personally, for the joy I feel in the present and felt in the past 4 years, I'm forever grateful for the love I've received from my family and friends, which without I might not have found the point of high school. While it might not have seemed this way in the moment, high school is a particularly special and unique experience that provides us with an environment meant to, most of all, allow people to grow into their true selves. I advise all of you to be reminded of how little in size, stature, and importance you may have felt as freshmen, compared to a newfound confidence, hope, and sense of identity as developed young adults. The one thing I can say in black and white is that Hackettstown High School provided me with a safe and comfortable environment to evolve into a person I am proud of, and watch the same evolution occur in all of my classmates. But unfortunately, we can't stay in the past forever. Despite all of the questions I've posed here today, we're still without definitive answers. Yet, as my dad said recently, it takes courage to say you don't know. Our paths diverge from this point, for most of us to unknown destinations. And whether or not you choose to look back, we will each always be connected to our origins in Hackettstown. So to the people we've met, befriended, and loved over the years, although we part today, we would be remiss not to admit that the plainly beautiful part is that we got to experience the past 4 years of our lives together. Thank you.
Could we give just one more round of applause for our speakers, Catherine, Savali, and Julia? It's not easy to come to the podium, especially in front of a crowd like this, and they did an amazing job. Nicely done. At this time, I would like to ask our choir members to assemble for one last final performance. Ms. Pomeroy, the stage is yours. Thank you, Mrs. Pomeroy, and thank you to our choir and specifically our senior students. That was absolutely beautiful. It is now time for me to certify our graduates, Mr. Mango and Mr. Herbst. It is my honor to certify that the students before us, the members of the Hackettstown High School class of 2022, have fulfilled the graduation requirements of the Hackettstown High School Board of Education in the state of New Jersey. I recommend they receive their diplomas recognizing such. I will now ask our superintendent, Mr. Mango, and Board of Education President, Mr. Herbst, as well as members of the Junior Honor Guard, to approach the dais for the calling of our graduates to receive their diplomas.
Row 1, please stand. Isa Yusuf Adiolu.
Elorm Y. Afor Agbanu.
Justin Agrin.
Liam Thomas Aguilar.
Amina Ahmed.
Abir Al-Babli.
Ashley Nicole Allegria.
Madison Taylor Alvarez.
Lucas J. Amato.
Jonathan Francis Arcona.
Zoe Ann Arluna.
Isabella Esther Avila.
Jada Zakira Awai.
Julia Iris Babajan.
Aiden Patrick Babbage.
Dylan Balbuena.
Teresa Ann Balland.
Matt Balzer.
Alyssa Marie Benavides.
Emily Rose Bertone.
Row 2, please stand. Christopher Betances.
Dorian Bastriku.
Anna Mae Bizzazaro.
Michael Joseph Bonifant.
Marquise Lewis Braxton.
Thomas Roy Buchanan.
William Andrew Buchanan.
Adeline Marqueta Busacco.
Jason Morgan Kane.
Faith Jean Canfield.
Rhiannon A. Canfield.
Jill Captain.
Logan James Carr.
Francesca Nicole Cartagena.
Jessica Casasanero.
Isabella Rose Satani.
Joseph Redwan Shakib.
Regina Thomasina Campoli.
Richard William Clegg Jr.
Carly Ann Clemens.
Row 3, please stand. Riley Elizabeth Cole.
Laura Juliana Colorado Alzate.
Nicole Kirsten Conroy.
Ashley Elise Kaur.
Jacob Matthew Cruzan.
Matthew James Cuccinello.
Ryan T. Danielson.
Samantha Matus DeTolo.
Isabella Mary Dawson.
Sophia Danielle DeLisi.
Kai Kenneth Yoler Dethorn.
Isaac Xavier De Jesus.
Olivia Grace DeLillo.
Frank Joseph DiLiberto III.
Mohammed Dijalat.
Mikey Robert Leldon Hindi Donica.
Yanni Duarte.
Riley Elizabeth Ferguson.
Albin A. Fernandez.
Luciana Maria Ferrara.
Row 4, please stand. Sophia Rose Ferreira.
Matthew Feiner.
Anna Daniela Franco Portillo.
Alex W. Frieda.
Jared Thomas Gaida.
Santo Rocco Galatio.
Luis Sabran Galicia Tapia.
Emily Ann Gargiulo.
David John Gargiulo.
Mohammed Amin Ghanem,
Alexandra F. Glacken,
Samantha Nicole Getting,
Jack Leo Gordon,
Estefani Gabriela Granado Flores,
Connor William Green,
Natasha Adoneda Green,
Connor Thomas Grennan Quigley,
Dylan Francis Grogan,
Balkis Hamad,
Nathan P. Harrison,
Row 5, please stand. Nicholas John Harrison.
Mirna Aman Hassan,
Evan Nathaniel Hatton.
Julian F. Hester,
Kylie Emma Hayes.
Lawrence J. Hickey III,
Blake Perry Higgins.
Daniel Alexander Howland,
Kurt Adam Huff.
Layla Sahar Islam,
Ian Henry Jagnanan.
Sydney Jacqueline Jasinski,
Juan Diego Havela.
Carly M. Kaiser,
Donovan Francis Kenny.
Andrew Spencer Keeterling,
Emily Kinoshita.
Andrew James Kometz,
Kayla Marie Kunkin.
Aiden McFarland Lamont,
Row 6, please stand. Kaylee Julia Lapue.
James Michael Lefebvre.
Caroline Lina Weaver.
Daniel Stanley Lindner.
Justin Thomas Lounsbury Jr.
Sophia R. Ludwig.
Jonathan Andrew McCauley.
Ryan Matthew Machazik.
Stanton Maney.
Christopher O. Martinez.
Joseph Leonard Martin II.
Alexa R. Mason.
Robin Josue Martinez Gonzalez.
Divine N. McNeil.
Megan Nell Mastrantonio.
Max Dimeath Mercado.
Renee Vela McToom.
Emily R. Mills.
Peter Michoda Jr.
Row 7, please stand. Kabir N. Mirza.
Bryson Eligio Morales.
Amber Grace Mizones.
Olivia Nitu Solomon.
Liberty Nina Villia O'Brien.
Brianna Marie Orsini.
Cassandra Lee Orsini.
Maria Cristina Ortega Rodriguez.
Adem Hassan Ozden.
Darian Jasmine Pacheco.
Stephanie Nicole Para.
Kushi N. Patel.
Kunj S. Patel.
Emma Patton.
Kylie Faith Pierce.
Xavier Peck.
Aiden Perez.
Oliver Ray Poole.
Zachary Michael Primack.
Nicholas James Puma.
Row 8, please stand. Evan C. Purification.
Adam Richard Ratinsky.
Cameron James Reardon.
Chase Spencer Reardon.
Margaret Ann Reardon.
Emily Sophia Renard.
Dana Rios Lopez.
Avery Idania Rosado.
Skylar Aspen Ross.
Charles J. Russell.
Marissa Grace Russo.
Nicholas Jaden Samuels.
Caitlin Elizabeth Sanchez.
Angelina Ray Santiago.
Nadia Ali Shah.
Philippa Jane Shirley.
Summer Vivian Sherwood.
Alexis Nicole Smith.
Gianna Brielle Schraga.
Row 9, please stand. Catherine Elizabeth Spukes.
Kira Michelle Stone.
Nicholas R. Struble.
William Thomas Taglerini.
Jillian Marie Trillo.
Emma Elizabeth Trinier.
Melvin Tunstall.
Brian J. Uspango.
Ashley Christina Valio.
Shrivali Santoshi Srimayi Valuri.
Ariana Vanderhoof.
Peter Shambor Varga.
Catherine Nicole Vasquez.
Abigail Marion Walker.
Christiana Mary Walsh.
William Thomas Walsh.
Kenna M. Welsh.
William John Whalen.
Khalil A. Williams.
Matthew John Wiseman.
Row 10, please stand. Amy Catherine Wood. Jessica E. Wright. Stephen Thomas Wurtenberg. Austin John Zellers.
Row 10, please be seated. At this time, all graduates, please rise and remain standing. Senior Vice President Francesca Cartagena, please approach the podium.
And now it is my privilege to ask all graduates to join me in the time-honored tradition of moving our tassels from right to left. Although this gesture is small, its symbolism is large. That movement has solidified your status as a high school graduate and ends our career as Hackettstown High School students. But before this event is truly over, there is one last tradition that needs to occur. Mr. Sosanovic, would you please do the honors while I join my peers on the field?
With tremendous pride, I now ask our graduates to please turn around and face your family and friends. Those in the stands, get your cameras ready. Family, friends, community members, it is with great pleasure that I officially congratulate the Hackettstown High School graduating class of 2022. Graduates, you know what to do. Graduates, please remember to report to the snack stand prior to leaving the grounds. All guests, I hope everyone has a joyous afternoon celebrating with our graduates. Thank you all for coming, and please travel safely. I now ask our honor guard of the senior class of 2023 to lead our alumni class of 2022 off the field. Thank you all for coming.